jungles of Colombia, South America. This is where the legend of El Dorado was born. The Spanish conquistadors, they heard these local tales of a king, here, who was covered in gold dust. And then the story, it just kept growing to describe entire cities covered in this stuff. Deep in the jungle, high in the mountains. While the Spanish never found those fabled civilizations, they also didn't have the technology that we have today.
My name is Albert Lin, and I look at the world in a unique way. I use 21st century technologies to look back into our past.
Check that out, I can actually fly through the secret ancient world.
Lasers that scan deserts, strip away dense jungle canopy, and scour the oceans to uncover the hidden worlds beneath.
We're wading into uncharted waters. Now I have the military helping me find lost cities.
New discoveries in the most awe-inspiring places on Earth.
That's where pixels become reality.
That fill the gaps in our story. Who we are, where we came from, and the wonders we can achieve.
Here we are in the 13th century.
This is carved out of the earth, huh?
This is the new golden age of exploration.
We know their secrets.
The mountain ranges are so steep. The whole area is almost entirely cut off from the outside. Like a lost world. Over the past 50 years, the whole area was mostly dominated by local drug lords and the FARC guerrillas. But now that archaeologists are beginning to make their way back in, they're finding traces of these unbelievable civilizations, once thought totally lost. Wow!
Audio fan?
It's literally a city in the clouds. Maybe those Spanish stories weren't just legends, because that's what a real lost city looks like.
Setting 1012.
That's Ciudad Perdida, the lost city.
Ciudad Perdida, the lost city, is high up in Colombia's most isolated mountain range, the Sierra Nevada. Archaeologists have spent decades exploring this dense jungle to find out about the people who lived here over 500 years ago. Digital technology will help them reveal more and faster. Only the world's toughest archaeologists can handle this terrain. Santiago Geraldo has been excavating here for 20 years.
It's a beautiful place. It's amazing this place is still standing. Who discovered it?
It was guaqueros, looters. And then the archaeologists came in, took them about a week to get here, and they were led by other looters.
Looters led the way, huh?
Yeah, it's actually pretty incredible because they got into a shotgun fight. The looters were after the gold that's in the burials. And one looter came out with, more than 80 pieces of gold from one burial. Yeah.
Gunfights for gold. Archaeology gets dangerous when gold is involved, and this place is bursting with it.
Who built all this?
It was the people that we call the Tyrona. Their predecessors began to be built around 600 AD.
It's huge. How many people would have lived here?
About 2,000 to 3,000 at its peak. And then about 10,000 people living in the upper part of the basin.
10,000?
Yeah, all that forest that you see would have been all farmland.
Oh, man, you can almost feel their energy here, like all these people running around.
It's taken us over 40 years of work to clear out and survey the site, trying to tease out what these people were thinking when they were building it.
40 years?
Yep.
The reason why soon becomes clear.
Travel out here is intense.
Santiago and I head for Ciudad Antigua, a recently discovered Tyrona site.
It's only like 12 kilometers, 7.5 miles or so from Ciudad Perdido, where we just came from. That's if you took a straight line, that is. God. It kills your guts. It's a real gut banger, this thing. God. We just had a helicopter. Now we're in a 4x4. And we still gotta foot it through some of the craziest jungle.
The Tyrona built their homes on the steepest ridges of this thick, dense jungle. From here, they could see everything around them. Safe in the mountains, they remained hidden for centuries. They're one of the most mysterious people in all of South America. And finding their ancient cities in this terrain, it's almost impossible.
These roots are incredible.
Yeah, it's a fig tree. This is what I wanted to show you. See that right there?
The rocks?
See that? Yeah, yeah.
Is it a wall?
Yeah, that's a wall.
Wow.
That's a wall. That's a Tyrona wall. So that's how we find them out here.
You wouldn't even see it. I mean,
No,
honestly,
no,
it looks
no,
like
no.
a pile of rocks.
No, for the most part, that's to the untrained eye. That's what they look like. But yeah, that's a wall.
Wow. It's incredible. I mean, you barely recognize it.
Well, you know, we've got like 400 years of growth and leaf litter and soil.
How long did it take to find this place after Ciudad Perdido was found?
Oh, it was a good like 14, 15 years, around 1989, 1990.
15 years.
Yeah. Lots of walking. Lots of bushwhacking.
I think there's a better way to do this. You know, we could use aerial LiDAR, could digital model the whole place, then we could remove the trees and see the ground. We could find the pathways, the rock piles,
Well,
the
that
walls.
would be amazing. If it does pick up these terraces, it would be really, really amazing. It would be fabulous.
Maybe we'll even find some new ones.
LiDAR should be able to strip away the trees to expose the ground beneath them across this whole area, including terrain that has yet to be explored. The LiDAR scanner shoots about 400,000 laser pulses every second. Each pulse creates an accurate distance measurement, which we can use to build a 3D model. However, there's a problem. The whole jungle here is incredibly thick. To test my technology, first we'll scan a small area around Ciudad Perdida. If that works, we can scan the whole valley. This has never been tried here before. We're in totally uncharted territory. We don't know what we'll find. It could be more lost cities, or it could be nothing. But what we do know is that this chance is just too good to miss. Not much is known about the Tyrona, but what we do know comes from the Spanish invaders who arrived in the 16th century.
These streams, They run all the way down to the coast of the Caribbean. It's about 15 miles or so as the crow flies. That's the same coastline where the Spanish first landed in 1501. You know, they were looking for gold, and they found it. And there's this Spanish friar, and he describes the Tyrona in this way. They had feathered ornaments worn on top of huge plaques of polished gold. There was no Indian male or female that would not have sets of jewelry containing ear ornaments, necklaces, nose rings, and crowns, all of them made in gold.
Those first encounters with the gold-laden Tyrona sparked the myth of El Dorado. But this myth has its roots in fact. There is gold in these hills.
You see tiny little flecks, but when the Spanish arrived and they saw that everyone was wearing gold ornaments, they thought that these mountains bled gold.
That's actual gold?
Yeah. Little tiny little flecks.
Yeah, right there, look at that. That's gold?
They're microscopic, almost.
Wow. Would the Tyrona have used these kinds of pools to find it?
We don't know how it was, mined, so to speak. Probably panned and, collected tiny bit by tiny bit until they had enough to make one of the gold ornaments.
The Spanish conquistadors, they were obsessed by the Tyrona gold. There's not much of it left. Looters have seen to that. But there is a stash kept hidden away in a vault in Bogota. Bogota, Colombia. I've got behind-the-scenes access to a vault of Tyrona gold at the Banco de la República Gold Museum.
Look at all this.
I'm meeting Dr. Juanita San Samper, an expert in Tyrona jewelry.
This is Tyrona gold.
Yes, this Tyrona gold work.
They're so detailed.
These are a pair of earrings. They were used just like these.
How do I look? Does it look good on me?
Yes, it looks very nice.
It's pretty big. This is so intricate. Look at that.
Well, this is a great pendant. It might represent a man and a bat and a bird as well. Let me show you in the microscope. And here you can see the details.
It's amazing. They're tiny little feet holding on upside down.
Yes.
It's so cool.
But also these in here, some tiny little birds.
These details are literally, the thickness of your hair. That's what it looks like. Wrapped around in the most incredible weaved patterns. Unbelievable. Wow, what is that?
This is a necklace. You want to?
Can I hold it? Wow. Wow, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Look at that. I have my head here between this piece of jewelry, and I actually realized that some human 400 or 500 years ago wore this exact piece just like this. Is this pure gold?
No, it's not pure. It's an alloy made out of gold, copper, and silver. These are gilded pieces.
So how thin is the gold layer on the exterior?
Well, I can show you in here. This like a sandy or porous layer in here. It measures 5.8 microns.
Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible.
The Tyrona metalsmiths melted together gold, copper, and silver to make an alloy. Once set, the piece was burned over a flame and then dipped in acid solution made from a local herb. These chemical processes brought the gold compounds to the surface, creating a gilded exterior.
So basically, the Spanish show up, they see all this stuff, they think it's gold, but actually it's just got this layer on the very exterior, the thickness of a spider's web that is actually gold, and that's it.
Yes.
I guess the Spanish didn't know that at first, right?
No, they thought it was all gold.
The Tyrona were able to craft complex pieces out of tiny amounts of gold, but it was just enough to fuel the Spaniards' fantasies. Back at Ciudad Perdida, it's the moment of truth. The LiDAR test scans are in, and if it worked, we'll be able to see the world of the Tyrona like never before.
Man.
Oh, great. The data's in.
Yeah, check this out. You're gonna like this.
Oh, wow. Ooh. Okay. I've never seen it without the trees.
Well, yeah, unless you cut them all down, right?
Cut them all down.
Then I can actually change
this is-
the angle of the sun here.
This is wonderful.
Look at that.
Oh, you can see all the paths.
These paths, they follow the terrain off of this central terrace on the main ridge, and they kind of go out in every direction. Web of pathways.
Yeah, you can continue like drawing these out because it's all about connection.
It's not like anything I've ever seen in any other city. I mean, there's no walls, there's no boundaries, there's no squares.
Nothing, it's all open.
It almost looks like this neural network.
Yeah.
How long has this place been abandoned for?
Oh, just about since 1600, so.
400 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, there's been jungle growing over this for 400 years. How is it still standing?
Well, these guys were wonderful engineers. They really were, and good design really stands the test of time.
Design? What do you mean?
You've got so much rain out here that it's just ridiculous. We've got over 4 meters of rain per year or so.
4 meters?
Yep.
Like 12, 13 feet?
Yep, that's exactly right. It just rained cats and dogs.
How would that not just erode and destroy all of those?
A good portion of the engineering and the design and the architecture is meant to work as a water management system. We would have the roof, right? And then all that water would have coursed down staircases. And so you've got runoff water moving very rapidly downslope and just make it all dry again very quickly.
The whole thing was designed as a massive gutter system also? That's awesome.
Yeah. That's what has preserved the site, actually.
Using the LiDAR data, they built a 3D model of Ciudad Perdida.
And look at this, ready? Boom.
Without the trees, we can see Ciudad Perdida as it was 500 years ago. Transported through time, we can move through the city, following the footsteps of the people that once lived here.
Oh, this is amazing. You've got like the center part of the town, and then all these paths that lead out to it and connect to the other neighborhoods. Imagine, you've got dogs, you've got kids playing, you've got goldsmiths, weavers, you've got merchants.
We've proved that LiDAR works here. Now, we're gonna scan the whole valley. Who knows what we'll find hidden beneath the jungle canopy. The test scans of Ciudad Perdida prove that the LiDAR technology does work here. Now we're going to scan the valley. If there are any other Tyrona cities hidden under the jungle, we'll find them.
Okay, so this is the Sierra Nevada range?
Yeah, this is the northern portion. You can see it goes from the Caribbean up to snow caps pretty quickly.
I've pulled up a satellite map, so Santiago and I can work out where to scan.
I'm gonna rotate around so we can see the whole valley here.
All right. That's the whole basin. That's lower portion, upper portion, and we've got Ciudad Perdida right there.
Okay. So it'd be kind of good to scan this whole area here. What if we start off with this region here?
That would be
maybe?
perfect. That would be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, a drone can't carry the sensor because it's not, you know, it's too heavy. Supplies are brought into Ciudad Perdida every month via helicopter, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Maybe we can piggyback off of the helicopter.
That would be perfect.
Put
If
the
we can
sensor,
yeah.
and then we can have it do these really tight paths, this kind of grid pattern through this region.
That would be perfect. That would be perfect. That would be fantastic.
We mount an aerial LiDAR scanner with 3 lenses on a helicopter. One lens faces straight down. The other 2 are at angles. This maximizes the chance that some of the laser beams will make it through the canopy to the ground. The aerial LiDAR team gets to work, scanning and processing billions of data points from the valley. There's a clue to what the LiDAR scans might find underneath the tree canopy. It's at the entrance to Ciudad Perdida.
What is this?
Well, we call it the map stone.
A map stone.
Yeah.
Oh, look at these lines. Are these pathways?
We think so.
Look at these radiating little hubs here. What are these? Are these?
It looks a bit like the pattern that you see inside Ciudad Perdida, where you've got like central areas and radiating paths that lead in and out of the central area. But we don't know exactly what it maps out or what it represents.
Let's see if we can match anything with the ground scan. Okay, ready? First, I'll take a picture, and then I'm going to overlay the ground scan.
Okay, let's see.
This is the rock, obviously, and this is Ciudad Perdida.
Yeah, we've got the central area. The terrace is right here.
It doesn't really fit this at all.
Try it out at a different scale. If we reduce Ciudad Perdida.
You think reducing?
Yeah.
So you think it could be like
Smaller?
Smaller? Like-
yeah. Yeah, there we go. There.
something like this?
Yeah.
Around here.
Yeah. You can see that it's sort of at a different scale.
Different scale.
Yeah. If it's a map, it represents a wider area. It doesn't really fit the town as such.
If Santiago's right, there may be more cities to find out there.
There's a pathway out of Ciudad Perdida. It's a staircase made out of 1,200 stone steps heading towards the sea. It's an intriguing lead to follow up. I've come down to the coast to meet anthropologist Eduardo Mazuera. This is where the legend of El Dorado began.
I didn't realize that the Tyrona had a life here in the ocean. I've been up in the mountains, but they were here too?
Yeah, along the seashore, the Tyrona would have had small villages where they would trade with the people in the higher lands.
What would they trade?
Fish brought from the sea, salt, and seashells from the lowlands. And in the highlands, they would have very refined textiles, gold ornaments, and ceramic.
So the Spaniards came here, greedy for gold. They saw gold moving from the mountains down to the coastline and fish moving back and forth. Did they ever try to work together? Did they trade with each other, the Spanish and the Tyrona?
They did trade. But from the first period of contact, the Spaniards had this gold fever.
So what happened here?
The Spaniards had guns and cannons, but besides that, they had a sort of biological weapon. Diseases. Typhus, influenza, smallpox. Diseases which were new in the Americas and led to a sort of apocalypse.
So the diseases they brought over on the backs of their own greed ended up wiping out almost this entire population.
Practically, the high death tolls were due to disease more than warfare. The few survivors that weren't infected with disease and weren't enslaved fled into the mountains.
And even though the Spanish conquistadors were so horrendous, And so destructive, some must have survived.
For that, you should meet some indigenous people who claim to be the descendants of the Tyrona. They still have same myths of origin and some of their customs.
The indigenous population still live deep within the jungle-covered mountains today. I'm going to meet them to find out what they say happened to the Tyrona and their gold. High up in the mountains near Ciudad Perdida are the Kogi. They claim to be descendants of the Tyrona. Santiago introduces me to Jose Maria. He's a Kogi priest.
Every culture has an origin story. Could you tell me yours?
El cultivo ese es el mamán de todo, todo. Y lana y sapo y todo así. Nosotros también somos todo así.
Do you think all the fathers and mothers of your people go back to the time of the Tyrona? They go back to the Tyrona itself?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they lived in a similar way to how you live today?
Como igual, como lo mismo. Lo antes Terona lo come. Entonces después nosotros también como igual así.
It seems like for many years, from the time of the story of El Dorado till now, there's been a lot of people who have come here in search of gold.
Ellos lo sacamos. Todo llevamos. Entonces está secando agua, está secando palo, está secando el cultivo.
Because people took gold from the mountains.
Mm. Mm.
The Kogi believe gold lust has devastated their culture and the culture of their ancestors, the Tyrona. But there's still traces of Tyrona heritage here that can't be seen at Ciudad Perdida. Jose Maria gives me his blessing to preserve it in the best way I know how. The LiDAR scanner captures data points which build an accurate model of the Kogi huts. Back at Ciudad Perdida, I use my technology to bring the scans of the Kogi huts to life.
This is so cool. This feels like we're just peering back into time, back to the time that the last Tyrona lived here, about 400 years ago. It's kind of like making the invisible visible.
This technology allows us to see the city as a Tyrona would have done. Finally, the aerial LiDAR team has finished processing billions of data points from the scans of the valley. Now, we can uncover all of the mountains in the Tyrona's world.
Here it is.
LiDAR data's in?
Yeah, this is the whole scan.
Oh my God, okay.
I've sprayed it up against the wall.
Let me take a look.
So that's Ciudad Perdida here?
Yeah, this is Ciudad Perdida. Everything that you see in white, that's flat. That's what we're looking for.
That's the signature of...
Yeah, because white means flat, flat means humans, and that means terracing. So what we're looking for is white. Oh, look, 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 look. You can see right there the path that leads upriver. Can you pull out a bit more?
Okay.
Oh, I want to see more. I want to see more. See if we can find some new areas. Oh, look, this is new. This is absolutely new. Right there. This is new. This area right here. Right there, that ridgeline right there, this area right there. See that? It's nice and flat. Highly probable that there's terraces right there. We've never been there.
So you're telling me that this area up here could be an entirely new city or site?
It could be a new site. Could be a new site. Could be a new town. This is fantastic data.
A lost city in the mountains you've never seen before.
Yeah. Could be, but we need to ground truth them. We got to put boots on the ground and head out there and see for ourselves whether there's terracing and walls and just man-made structures. That's where pixels become reality.
Somewhere, out there, there's a lost city waiting to be found. This is gonna be tough. We'll be bushwhacking through some of the world's roughest terrain. Santiago and I head off with the camera crew. We've got the Colombian military with us because bandits still roam this jungle, and we can't take any chances. Before we can even start the climb, there's a long trek on the old Tyrona path. Then, it's hours of bushwhacking up the ridge we spotted on the LiDAR scans. Our goal is to get to the top of the ridge where the LiDAR showed large flat areas that we hope are the signs of a Tyrona city. It starts so well.
Wow. It's just so beautiful.
But it's not long before the real challenge begins.
How many machetes do we have among the crew?
Got 3, 4.
4 machetes.
We'll just take turns.
Okay.
We're gonna be going up. Trying to find a trail right by the side.
Well, let me pull out the data.
Okay, fire it up.
Okay.
Okay, pull it down. So we are right here. Right here. Right there.
But 3,366 altitude, 3,366 feet.
Okay, we've got about 700 feet to go up.
So that's the ridge line right up there, right?
Yeah,
Somewhere
going
hidden
up,
in the
going
green.
up like this. And if all goes well, we're going to be heading up this ridge line, or right beside it, up toward this plateau up here.
We're literally following a map made by lasers in the sky through the thickest jungle I've ever seen to look for new lost cities.
Good fun. Good fun.
This is just the beginning. Ahead of us is a 700-foot vertical climb on whatever pathway we can cut out of the harsh jungle. We leave the old Tyrona path and start to fight our way up the mountain.
It looks like the trajectory kind of follows this ridge up that way.
Yeah, it should. I think the soil is pretty loose.
Oh man. This is why jungle archaeology is so hard.
Deadly snakes are in this jungle. If anyone is bitten, they'll die before we can get them out. This climb is harder than we could have ever imagined.
Sorry. Oh! You all right?
After a brutal climb, we finally have a breakthrough.
Oh, there we go. Mira, got lots of pottery up here.
Pottery?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Look at that. See bits and pieces of pottery right there?
Oh yeah, look at that. See?
Can you get the trowel out, please? Yeah. Here we go.
Ancient pottery.
See this one right there?
Where there's pottery.
There's human beings.
This is Tyrona pottery. That's so cool.
Guys, come on up. We've got another one up here.
You got another one?
Yeah, we got another one up here.
Another one.
It hasn't been looted. There's no looter pits.
No looter pits means that this is an untouched site.
What is it?
Lip.
A pot lip?
Yeah. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Wow, look at this.
No, it's on a slope, so it's coming from uphill.
Look at that, right there, right down the side. Proof of life of a lost civilization, consumed by the jungle.
We follow the trail of pottery uphill.
It's like everywhere you grab, something's trying to poke you or sting you. It's like jungle exploration meets mountain climbing. Hard work.
What? Terrace. We got a terrace up here. Come on.
You got a terrace?
Yeah.
I found a terrace.
That's the flat.
What?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, you can see the wall right here. Let me clear that a bit. See right there?
Let me see.
Yeah, there it is. See? Wall right here.
Let's see.
See the big blocks of stone right here?
Mm-hmm.
You hear the clink of stone right here. More stone right here. Stone.
So you've never seen this before, huh?
No, we've never seen this before.
Wow.
Found 3, 4, 5 terraces.
Yeah.
All right.
These terraces are a sign that the Tyrona were once here. But the site we spotted on the LiDAR scan is still far above us, or not even halfway there.
Let's go.
The mountain's getting steeper, and we're climbing at a 52-degree incline. The humidity is reaching 100.
You okay?
You okay? You alright?
This climb is unrelenting. We're all struggling. It's merciless and unforgiving.
Come on. We go, up we go.
You see anything?
Not yet.
No.
We're at 3,893 feet.
So we're in the
About
for what?
Yeah, just over 4,000. We gotta be getting close.
Okay. Come on. Let's go.
If there's a city here, then it will have been built on a huge, artificially flat space. The white areas we saw in the LiDAR scans.
You see anything?
Oh yeah, this is we're finding out. So
We're on a terrace?
yeah, it's we've got a lot of forest over it, but yeah, that's all nice and flat.
The flat area looks like it could be a Tyrona terrace. But to be sure, we need evidence. Pottery, cut stones, anything to show that Tyrona actually lived here.
The hunt's on.
Good.
We spread out, checking every inch of ground. Even the army joins in.
Maybe around the edges.
Yeah, probably around the edges. I mean, we need to spread out and see if we can find some walls.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch out for snakes.
Ojo con las culebras.
Without cold, hard proof that the Tyrona were here, we'll have done all this for nothing.
And it makes sense, right? It's flat, but we haven't seen any evidence yet. Right at the top of the ridge now. You know, if it's consistent with everything else around here, this would have been where a Tyrona city would have stood. You gotta find some evidence beyond just the topography. I see a rock right here. This is a piece of cut rock, just like at Ciudad Perdida. Now following it, let's see if we can see it on the other side of this tree.
You see it over there?
Yeah, it continues over here.
Good. Yeah.
This.
Yeah, we got that one right there. Yeah.
Another piece of cut rock. You think this is the edge of a terrace?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, we've got the line goes that way. The line goes that way, so that's why we got that flat area right inside. This is what we were looking for. The edges of it.
Stone after stone after stone.
Yeah. We got another one over here.
You got another one?
Yeah, we got another rock over here. Yeah. Need a bit of
I think we
wall.
found it.
Tumbled down.
I think we found it.
Oh, we got pottery.
What?
Yeah.
You serious?
Got pottery. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Let me see.
It's a really small piece. Can you get some water and clean it up? But yeah, it's pottery for sure.
Wow, look at that. The tiniest fragment. But it's enough.
That was gonna be fun to excavate. Pottery for sure.
This was once somebody's home.
Yeah. Well,
This city would have been part of the great Tyrona civilization, from mountaintops to the sea. The LiDAR scans uncovered this extraordinary place, reclaimed by nature and hidden under the jungle for hundreds of years. And this is just the beginning. With this technology, we can discover dozens of new cities, and possibly the whole Tyrona civilization.
I think we can call that success.
yeah. Pretty good day.